Hi everyone, I'm Naya Lee and welcome to my channel. Please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Today you will learn how to make custom cards in Cricut Design Space. Let's get started. Hi, to get started you first want to go to the shapes on the left panel and you want to go ahead and select the square, and you're going to make it a rectangle. So in order to make it a rectangle, you have four corners. In the lower left corner, it has a lock on it. We want to unlock it. Now what we'll start is with the 8.5 by 5.5 for the card size. So I'm going to change the width in the upper menu. Under size, it'll say W. I'm going to do 8.5. Then I'm just going to tab over to H, and it's going to say 5.5. Now keep in mind I had to unlock so I can not maintain the proportions. In order to maintain the proportions like now, I can go ahead and lock it back. That way if you move the width, the height will automatically adjust appropriately. So now that I have the base of the card size, I want to add a score line. So I'm going to go over to shapes and it's going to be the line. I'm going to click that. Then a line is inserted. So what I want to do is change the height to this to be the height of the card, which is 5.5. And then I want to select this shape and then hold down your shift and then you click on the rectangle so they're both selected. I want to go to align and I actually want to do center. So now it puts the score line right down the center, and that's exactly what I want. So I'm just building the foundation at this moment. Okay, so now that that's done, perfect. And then I will just go ahead and make the shape for the insert of the card. So I want to go ahead and select shapes, and I want to select the one that has the rounded corners. So it's a square with the rounded corners. So I went ahead and select that, and I'm going to change the color. That way you can see that on here. I'll change the color to white. So I want to unlock the proportions and then go and make the adjustment. In the upper menu, it'll say size. I want my width to be 4.25 and then my height to be 5.25. So that gives me like 1/8 of an inch around. So this is what is going to go inside. I think that might be too big. Let me see. I want to do 4 inches wide. There we go. And that would be the look of what it's going to look like on the inside. So I'm just going to put that over to the side. And now I'm going to go right back over here to the card. So I want to create a customized look. So the right side is going to be the side that folds, and then it's going to be facing forward. It's when they open the card. So I want to go ahead and go into images. And I know some of the images, there's a lot of images in here. So if you have an idea of what you are looking for, you can just go ahead and type it in the search. I'm going to type in Coco Twins because I really like her designs. So I want to find one of these designs and I want to incorporate it. So let's go ahead and use that one with the bamboo earrings. I really like that. So let's go ahead and select and go to add to canvas. Okay, awesome. It came in really large, so I'm going to size it down. So before I do that, and it comes in also grouped together, I'm going to go back and flatten it later, but for now I'm just going to get my size right. I'm just going to kind of maybe something about here, because I want it to fit within the parameters of the 8.5 by 5.5. I don't want it to go outside of it, because now I'm going to place it and maybe move it under, because I want to write like money moves. We'll say I'll put that up top, something really cute. I want to slice out an inch. So what I'm going to do is go into shapes and get another square, release the maintain proportions by unlocking it. And I'm going to type in, I know the width, I said I want it to do 1 inch, and then the height is going to be 5.5. And then I'll go back to locking it. I'm going to change this color so you can see to like pink. And what I want to do is line this up to the right. So if I line this, well, before I even do that, let me go ahead and attach these two, or I can group it because I'm going to have to go back and attach later. So I'm going to group it because I don't want it to move. When I grouped it, it moved those layers to the top. So now I just need to select. You can either right click and go and select send to back, or I can select and go up to the top menu under arrange and send to back. Okay, so now that's sent to back, it just moved those layers down to the bottom. If you look on the right panel, I want to select both the rectangle as well as the pink. So in order to do that, you can do a left click and then hold down shift, and I don't want to select her, so I'm going to do that again. Left click on the pink rectangle, and then I'm going to go way over here and select that. And now I want to go to align all the way to the right so it lines up, and then I want to align top. So perfect, it did exactly what I want it to do. And now I can deselect. Now I want to select the gray, and I want to ungroup it. And I want to ungroup it because I only now want to slice the pink and the gray. I want to slice it because I'm going to take that inch chunk out, so that way when I open up my card, it will have like a little peek of the inside of it. So it gives it a little nice little touch. So I'm going to select the pink. Then I'm going to hold shift and select the gray card. And then in the panel on the right side, I'm going to go down and select slice. So I selected slice, it sends everything to the back. And before I move anything around, I am going to select the gray, go to arrange, and send to back. All right, perfect. So now that I can see. Now you want to be careful when you do this because you don't want stuff to move around. So now I'm just going to select the slice results and delete. You're going to have to delete both of them. Now there I have it. Now one side is going to be a little bit shorter than the other, and that's exactly what I want. So now that I have that finished, what I want to is go ahead and just finish designing this, because at the end I'm going to flatten the card along with the woman's image, and I am also going to add some text to it. So before that, I know this is the size that I want. So I'm going to select the lady's image and I want to duplicate it, because one of these it's going to do a print and cut, and then the other one is going to weld, and so it could all be one shape, and then the print and cut will go on top. All right, and that way if I want to use like a pink card, then all the colors will pop nicely with the printable vinyl. Okay, so now that I have that done, I'm going to go ahead and go to text, and I'm going to say, I feel like saying like money moves. Like, let's make some money moves. Okay, that's what I want it to say. I want to change the font. I'm just going to find something that I think is cute, that might work. And I also want to take the size down. So all I'm doing is in the right bottom side, I'm just going to make it smaller. And I also want to change the color. Let's see. You have to click off and then click back on it, and then it'll let you change the color. I'm going to change it to black. And I want to also, I want to add a curve to it. So I have it selected. And it only lets me do regular, which is fine for what I'm doing. I'm going to go and select curve. Then I'm going to let it kind of curve because I want to curve it around the lady. So it's curving and I'm changed to diameter, and now I want to rotate. So when you have it selected, you have 4 corners. In the upper right corner, it has a rotation. So I want to rotate it, but not too much. Then I'm just going to make a little bit of adjustments, seeing what I think looks pretty decent. So right there, that looks cute. So the next thing I want to do is change this gray background. Let's change it to white. Okay. And again, this is only for the screen. This is going to be whatever color you choose your cardstock to be to print on. I'm going to use white on here for now. And I can always add it in my machine a different color later. If you have the Maker series or if you have the Explore Air 3, you can use color cardstock. All right, so this is kind of what I have, and I do like it. So before I go ahead and flatten, I want to select the lady. Oh, you know what else? Let me put something right here. Maybe let's put boss. That might be cute on text. So you know, with the bamboo earrings, you can put your name on it. I'm going to put boss because she's a boss. We're going to make her a boss. And let's say, I wonder if I can get the color to get kind of close. Maybe a blue. And all I'm doing is adjusting the size, and then I'm going to put it right in here. Right in the earrings. So I'm going to click off, and then I'm going to click the boss again. And so with the boss, I want to change the color to blue. That's pretty. All right, so now that that's set, I actually need to move it down to the one down here because I'm going to weld her up there, and that doesn't need it. So what I'm going to do is select, I'm going to do a left drag. So I'm going to do a left click, and I'm going to drag the lasso with the crosshairs from the mouse, and I'm going to cover where it says boss and a lady, and I'm going to flatten it. So I'm going to go to the right panel, and at the bottom it'll say flatten. Okay, perfect. So that has been flattened. That's going to be my print and cut. So now up here, all I really need to do first, I'm going to do the left click. So I'm going to come kind of out here, and I only want to be able to select the lady and the card background. So once I selected those, now I want to weld all of that together. Awesome. So that's going to be the shape. So now I just want to select and right click and send to back. All right. So now it's sent to the back, and I noticed it had a slight change, which is fine. I do like it to be at 8.5, but 8.494 is no big deal, so I'll leave it alone. But if I wanted to, I can unlock it and then change it. So now that that has been done, I need to select where it says money moves as well as my card. So I'm going to do a left click, hold down so I can get the lasso, and I need to cover the font as well as the card, and then I release. So that selects both of those. And after that, I now need to flatten. So in the right corner, I go to flatten, and it did that. And now I want to right click and send to back. So you can go right click to send to back, or you can go to the top where it says arrange and send to back. So now that that has been done, I need to select the score. And so another way you can select is you can go to the panel on the right side and hold down shift and select score, and I need to attach it. That way it scores the center of the card. So I'm going to go ahead and attach. All right, that has been done. Everything is really set. So now you can see it, since I chose to go with white, you can now see that everything is white. So if I go to, let's say, a shape, and I go with a square, and I just kind of make it large to cover what I just made, and I send it to back. Let me show you. Right click. So now you can see how everything looks. And then let me right click and send to front. So this is what my card is going to look like once I print it, and it's going to be beautiful. So I am going to go ahead and do that. So let me select the square and hide it. So I'm showing it right now. In the right panel, you'll see the eyes, but I'm going to hide it because I want to make it. So next I need to go to make it. I want to do everything on the mat and hit done. So the first thing that's going to print or to cut is going to be that insert piece. And if you go to your left side, it'll tell you that there are 3 mats. So there's 3 different things going on. You have one for the insert, and I'm going to change this size because I'm going to use an 8.5 by 11. And then I have a card, and it's going to print first. So I need to make sure that I send it through the printer, because it's going to print, and then it's going to score, and then it'll cut. And then next I have this to do the print and cut for the vinyl. So I'm going to use printable vinyl and then cardstock for the other 2. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Hi, I am going to show you how to assemble the card. Here are a few cards that I've made previously. And now I want to show you to finish this card. So to get started, this is what was cut. I did a print and cut on the Cricut cutting machine. So I just want to fold it where the line was scored. And now the printable vinyl image is going to go right there. So I scored it, and I'm going to open it back up. And all I'm going to do is just take it off, remove it, and then I want to line it up. And so I'm just lining it up so it could go on here nicely. And there we go. And so the image is right there. And now I want to put the insert right here. And so this was the white, the solid white. So that way, whomever you're giving the card to, they can write their own personalized note in there. And it'll go nicely. You can use your grid so you know exactly where to line everything up if you need to. And it's an 1/8 inch around the perimeter, like a border. And you can nicely line that up. But before we do that, I have some double-sided tape. I put the link to the materials I used, so you'll be able to see that. So all I'm going to do is, and you want to make sure you get these corners down pretty nicely so they don't lift. So right now I'm just going to cut it, and the name of this is called Score, and it works out pretty well. And so again, I'm just going to tape around the corners. And if you want, you can add more tape to it if you feel it's necessary. But just doing the perimeter for me is enough, more than enough. And so now that I have it on there, I'm just going to peel it off. And it peels off pretty easily. There we go. And you want to, like I said, you can use the grid you have. You can mark it if you need to. I kind of just eyeball it. And it seems to work out pretty decent. And there we go. So that is the card. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. This is Naya Lee. Make sure you like the video and subscribe to my channel for more videos.